Life is a roller coaster, and with over 60 years under my belt, I've learned a thing or two about navigating the beauty of life. My journey has been an adventure, and today I want to share with you my hard-earned wisdom, personal and emotional stories never shared before. I was in Sri Lanka and of course traveled all across Europe, but Africa is a place where I grew the most internally. Traveling to Africa scared the egg out of me. I traveled alone and I felt very lonely. For many weeks, my diary was my only companion. Reading it today, I can feel the dread I felt, how I wished I could go back home. But I also realized the transformation that took place when I had the chance to meet wonderful people who introduced me to the intricacies of Africa, bringing me to places where no tourist went before. I learned about their families, about their culture, about their experiences and their perspective. And these are experiences I wouldn't want to miss today. I realized traveling imprints deeply inside of our mind, widens our horizon. And if you have the chance to travel, take the chance, take the opportunities, because it will make you a better person in a world that today is much more divided than it was when I traveled around. But this leads me to the second point, a heartbreaking point. When I arrived in Malaysia way back in 1993, of course I took the opportunity to explore this beautiful country. I thought, why shall I travel back to Germany? I already know it. Little did I realize that the health of my father deteriorated rapidly and he passed in 1994. And I hadn't seen him for nearly 2 years. It broke my heart, it devastated me. Of course, it's okay today and I moved on. But if I would want to share one point with you, it's about spend time with your parents. Listen to their stories. Hey, even if they repeat their stories over and over and over again, it is something that you possibly can share with your own children when they grew up. And the legacy of your parents lives on in you and then in them. While in Asia, I worked in many different companies before I finally opened my own company. I loved my work and I loved my colleagues. And oftentimes I was first at the workplace in the morning and last to leave. I wanted to be productive and I wanted to feel appreciated. But it all crashed down one day when my boss turned up in my office and told me it's the end of the road for me. The company underwent cost restructuring, looking for more efficiency. My department was cancelled and my world came crashing down. But this taught me one lesson I want to share with you. Work is not everything. Don't let life pass by just because you spend time on work. There's nobody in the end of his or her life who wishes that he or she would have worked more. Nobody. Remember to go home when you can. Spend time with your family. Spend time by yourself. Find a hobby that inspires you. Create a life outside of work. And enjoy your time with your friends. Because initially when I worked so hard, I didn't take time to nurture relationships with my friends. I focused on building my own company, which was important, of course, to secure my and my family's future. And I'm glad that nowadays I have many wonderful friends. And even back in Germany, I still have wonderful friends that I do know for 30, 40 years sometimes. And we meet when I'm back to Germany and it's like we have met just the day before. Don't be worried about what other people think of you. You might have thousands of friends or followers on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Facebook, on Instagram, and that's wonderful and that's great to have. But really, find your friends, those diamonds that are there for you when you need them. And don't worry about negative comments, because people who write negative comments, they don't think much about you anyway. They are not your friends. Don't look behind hidden meanings in every comment you receive on TikTok or Instagram. Just move on and be yourself. Don't worry about others, because you have to live in your skin forever. And that means it's best to learn to love yourself and to be grateful to who you are or who you have become. Now, as you grow up, of course, it's, I think, very important to remember to learn, to study, to expand your horizon. Just a couple of days ago, I trained in a company and I met another trainer, and he told me about his group of participants. They lose their job possibly because of the impact of AI, artificial intelligence. And he told me about his participants, some who never learned about the internet, some who didn't even know PowerPoint or Microsoft Word. Learning is your responsibility. And in this sense, learn beyond your own professional scope. I did so when I learned how to record videos and edit videos. I am not perfect in that, but it widens my horizon. It gets me into fields not known before. And these are the skills, these are the attitudes that will bring you further in a world that's changing rapidly nowadays. And you will not always succeed, so I want to tell you that you need to fail forward fast. I recently saw a guy who wore a t-shirt. Written on the t-shirt was the following sentence: you either succeed or you've learned a lesson. It's such a succinct point, boiling the lessons of life down into one beautiful sentence. So don't beat yourself up when things don't turn out initially. Keep on moving forward. And as you keep on moving forward, you're widening your horizon once again. And you're creating knowledge deep inside of you that you can use whenever you require to use it. I know there's so much more that I could add on to this video, but I want to just tell you what I haven't shared with you. Well, one thing is about exercising. I exercised a lot before I came to Malaysia, and only since the last 7 years again. And I struggle sometimes, but I realize the importance of keeping physical health, staying active. Be grateful to those who you meet. Everybody can be a teacher. Everyone is a teacher to you. And they always have something inside of them that they can share with you, as you have something that you can share with them. It's okay to slow down sometimes. Yesterday I drove my car and I observed the traffic around me. And I have the feeling sometimes to some drivers it's more important to be first and fast, and that trumps to arrive a bit later but stay secure and safe. It's okay to relax and take things slower sometimes, otherwise the danger of burnout are all around us all the time. Keep a journal. When I cleaned my mom's attic in Germany last year, when she moved to an old folks home, I found some diaries of mine, notes I wrote when I was 13, 14, 15 years old. As I read those notes, memories kept flooding in. And it was so wonderful to re-experience my childhood. These are experiences you can pass on to your own children at a later stage when you have children. So life is beautiful, filled with adventures. By expanding your world, you grow internally and become stronger to cope with the challenges life throws at you. Remember, it's never too late to make positive changes. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and to my older viewers, I invite you to share your own wisdom in the comments below, and to the younger viewers, share with me if what I have shared with you makes sense to you. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until next time, Terima kasih, Jumpa lagi, and bye bye.